Hello students, welcome to Sri Jayendra's Rank Zone classes. I am your friend and mentor for coming classes with respect to business mathematics and statistics. This is lecture number 1st of chapter number 19, unit 2, time series. Okay. So, learning objectives. At the end of this chapter, you will be able to understand the components of time series. Calculate the trend using graph moving averages. Calculate seasonal variations for both additive and multiplicative models. Now, time series. Divided into component of time series and model of time series. Component of time series: secular trend, seasonal variation. Secular trend: measures of secular trend, graphic or a free hand curve method, method of semi averages, method of moving averages, method of least squares. Seasonal variation divided into simple average method, ratio to trend method, link relative method, cyclical variations, random or irregular variations. Model of time series divided into additive model and multiplicative model. Now, introduction. We came across a data which is collected on a variable or variables: rainfall, production of industrial product, production of rice, sugarcane, import or export of a country, population, etc. at different time epochs: hours, days, months, years, and etc. Such a data is called time series data. Data which is collected on a variable or variables at different time. Such data is called time series data. Time series is statistical data that are arranged and presented in a chronological order. Time series is statistical data that are arranged and presented in a chronological order over a period of time. Most of the time series relating to economic, business, and commerce might show an upward tendency in case of a population, production and sales of products, incomes, prices, or downward tendency might be noticed in time series relating to share prices, death, birth rate, etc. Due to global meltdown or improvement in medical facilities, etc. Now, definition. According to Spiegel, a time series is a set of observations. Time series is a set of observations taken at specified times, usually at equal intervals. Time series is a set of observations taken at specified times, usually at equal intervals. Interval remains equal. Okay. According to Ya-Lun Chow, a time series may be defined as a collection of reading belonging to different time period of same economic variable or composite of variables. One definition is time series is a set of observations taken at specified time, usually at equal intervals. At that time, equal variable taken or observation taken at specified time, usually at equal intervals. Okay. Second definition is a time series may be defined as a collection of reading belonging to different time period of same economic variable or composite of variable or composite of variable. Components of time series. Components of time series. There are various forces that affect the value of phenomenon in a time series. These may be broadly divided into the following four categories, commonly known as the component of a time series. First is long-term movement or secular trend. Long-term movement or secular trend. Second is seasonal variation. Second is seasonal variations. Third is cyclical variations. Cyclical variation. Fourth is random or irregular variations. Random or irregular variations. In traditional or classical time series analysis, it is ordinarily assumed that there are secular trend or simple trend. Secular trend is the long. Secular trend is the long term tendency of the time series to move in an upward or downward direction. It indicates how on the whole it has behaved over the entire period under reference. These are result of long-term forces that gradually operate on the time series variable. A general tendency of a variable to increase, decrease or remain constant in long term, though in a small time interval it may increase or decrease, is called trend of a variable. Example, population of a country has increasing trend over years. Due to modern technology, agriculture and industrial production is increasing. Due to modern technology, health facilities death rate is decreasing and life expectancy is increasing. Secular trend is the long-term tendency of the time series to move on upward to downward direction. It indicates how on the whole behaved over the entire period under reference. These are result of long-term forces that gradually operate on the time series variable. A few examples of these long-term forces which make a time series to move in any direction over a long period of the time are long-term changes per capita income, technological improvements of growth of population, changes in social norms, etc. Most of the time series relating to economic, business and commerce might show an upward tendency. In case of population, production and sales of product, incomes, prices or downward tendency might be noticed in time series relating to share prices, death, birth rate, etc. Due to global meltdown or improvement in medical facilities, etc. All these indicate trend. Second is seasonal variations. Over a span of 1 year, seasonal variation take place due to the rhythmic force which operate in a regular and periodic manner. These forces have the same or almost similar pattern year after year. It is common knowledge that the value of many variables depends in part on the time of the year. For example, seasonal variation could be seen and calculated if the data are recorded quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily or hourly basis. So, if in a time series data only annual figures are given, there will be no seasonal variations. The seasonal variation, how seasonal variation take place? The seasonal variation may be due to various seasons or weather conditions. For example, sale of cold drink would go up in summers and go down in winters. This variation may be also due to man-made conventions and due to habits, customs or traditions. For example, sales might go up during Diwali and Christmas, or sales of restaurant and eateries might go down during Navratris. The method of seasonal variation: simple average method, ratio to trend method, ratio to moving average method, link relatives method. simple average method, ratio to trend method, ratio to moving average method, and link relative method. Cyclical variations. Cyclical variation, which are also generally termed as business cycles, are the periodic movements. These variations in a time series are due to ups and downs recurring after a period from season to season. Though they are more or less regular, they may not be uniformly periodic. These are oscillatory movements which are present in any business activity and is termed as business cycle. It has got four phases consisting of prosperity boom, recession, depression and recovery. All these phases together may last from 7 to 9 years, maybe less or more. Fourth one is random or irregular variations. These are irregular variations which occur on account of random external events. These variations either go very deep downward or too high upward to attain peaks abruptly. These fluctuations are a result of unforeseen and unpredictably force which operate in absolutely random or erratic manner. They do not have any definite pattern and it cannot be predicted in advance. These variations are due to flood, wars, famines, earthquakes, strikes, lockouts, epidemic, etc. Next topic is models of time series. Models of time series. The following are the two models which are generally used for decomposition of time series into its four components. The objective is to estimate and separate the four types of variations and to bring out the relative impact of each on the overall behavior of the time series. First is additive model, second is multiplicative model. There are two types of model, additive model and multiplicative model. Additive model. So, in additive model, it is assumed that the four components are independent of one another. Four components are independent of one another. The pattern of occurrence and magnitude of movements in any particular component does not affect and are not affected by the other component. Under this assumption, the four components are arithmetically additive. Magnitude of time series is the sum of the separate influences of its four components. The four components are arithmetically additive. Magnitude of time series is the sum of the separate influences of its four components. Okay. Where here yt is equal to t plus c, here given is yt is equal to t plus c plus s plus I. Okay. Now, what is yt? Yt is time series. T is equal to trend variation. These are the components. C, cyclical variation. S, seasonal variation. I, random or irregular variation. This is the additive model. So, yt is equal to t plus c plus s plus I. Now, second one is multiplicative model. Second one is multiplicative model. Multiplicative, name suggests that the multiplication. Okay. So, here we have to take the multiplication of these four components. Okay. In this model, it is assumed that the forces that give rise to four types of variations are interdependent. They are interdependent. In additive, they are not dependent. Okay, so that overall pattern of variations in the time series is combined result of the interaction of all the forces operating on the time series. Accordingly, time series are the product of its four components. Yt is equal to T into C into S into I. As regards to the choice between the two models, it is generally the multiplication model which is used more frequently. As the force is responsible for one type of variation are also responsible for other type of variation. Hence, it is multiplication model which is more suited in most business and economic time series data for the purpose of decomposition. Now, let's move on. Example, under the additive model, a monthly sale of rupees 21,110 explained as follows. The trend might be rupees 20,000. Trend might be, so here trend might be rupees 20,000. The seasonal factor is rupees 1500. Seasonal factor is rupees 1500. The month question is a good one for sales expected to be rupees 1500 over the trend. The cyclical factor rupees 800. A general business slump is experienced expected to depress sales by rupees 800 per month and residual factor rupees 410 due to unpredictable random fluctuation. Okay, here in the question additive model they are mentioned the additive model. So additive model means T plus C plus S plus R, addition of four components. Total monthly sale of rupees 21,110 given. So 21,110 is equal to, here I think instead of 20,000 it is, I think here mistake 20,000 is there. Okay, so 20,000 plus C. The seasonal factor is rupees 1500. The cyclical factor 800. A general business slump is experienced expected to depress value by rupees 800 per month. Here given they are decreasing, so we can write C here. In additive model, C means cyclical variation. Okay, so here we have to write minus 800 in this plus seasonal factor S for seasonal factor 1500. So here 20,040, C for minus 800, S for 1500 plus 1500 and residual factor is rupees 410 due to unpredictable random fluctuation. So it plus 410. The multiplication model might explain the same sale figure in similar way. Trend rupees 20,000, seasonal factor 1.15, a good month for sales expected to be 15% above the trend. Here the month question is good one for sales expected to be 1500 over the trend. Cyclical factor 0.90, a business slump expected to cause a 10% 10% reduction in sales and residual factor is 1.02, random fluctuation of plus 2 factors. Y is equal to T into S into C into R. 21,114 20,000 into 1.15 into 0.90 into 1.02. Next, measurement of secular trend. The following are the methods most commonly used for studying and measuring the trend component in a time series. First is graphic or freehand curve method. Graphic or freehand curve method. Second is method of semi-averages. Method of semi-averages. Third is method of moving averages. Method of moving averages. Fourth one is method of least squares. Method of least square. First is graphic or freehand curve method. Graphic or freehand curve method. The data of given time series is plotted on a graph and all the points are joined together with a straight line. This curve would be irregular as it includes short run oscillation. Short run oscillation. These irregularities are smoothed out by drawing a freehand curve or line along with the curve previously drawn. This curve would eliminate the short run oscillations and would show the long period general tendency of the data. While drawing this curve, it should be kept in mind that the curve should be smooth and the number of points above the trend curve should be more or less equal to the number of points below it. Merits. It is very simple and easy to understand. Second, it does not require any mathematical calculations. Disadvantages. First, this is subjective concept, hence different persons may draw freehand lines at different positions and with different slopes. Second, if the length of period for which the curve is drawn is very small, it might give totally erroneous result. Example, the following are figures of a cell for the last 9 years. Determine the trend by line by the freehand method. Here, cell in lakh unit, 2000, year is 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004 up to 2008. So, cell in lakh units 75, 95, 115, 65, 120, 100, 150, 135, 175. So, plot the graph years against sale in lakh units. So, here mention the year and then plot the point and then connect the line. Okay. So, you can get this graph. The trend line drawn by the freehand method can be extended to predicted values. However, since the freehand curve fitting is too subjective, the method should not be used as basis for predictions. Method of semi-averages. Under this method, the whole time series data is classified into two equal parts and the averages for each half are calculated. If the data is for even number of years, it is easily divided into 2. If the data is for odd number of years, then the middle year of the time series is left and the two halves are constituted with the period on each side of the middle year. The arithmetic mean for a half is taken to be representative of the value corresponding to the midpoint of the time interval of that half. Thus we get 2 points. These 2 points are plotted on graph and then are joined by straight line, which is our required trend line. So now see the example. Fit a trend line to the following data by the method of semi-averages. Here mentioned a semi-averages method. Year up to 2000 to 2006. Sell in lakh units 100, 105, 115, 110, 120, 105 and 115. Here, since the data consists of 7 years of the middle year shall be left out and an average of the first 3 years and last 3 years shall be obtained. The average of first 3 years 100 plus 105 plus 115 upon 3 or 320 by 3 or 106.67, and the average of last 3 years is 120 plus 105 plus 115 divided by 3 or 340 by 3 or 113.33. So here we take 120 plus 105 plus 115 divided by 3, average of last 3 years. So that is 340 by 3 is equal to 133.33. Sales of a firm A 1000 units an year, sales in thousands unit 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125. Okay. So for 2000 it is 100. So plotted here. 2001 it is 105. 2002 it is 115. 2003 110. 2004 it is 120. 2005 it is 105. 2006 it is 115. Okay. Moving average method. A moving average in an average arithmetic mean of fixed number of items known as periods, which moves through a series by dropping the first term of the previously average group and adding the next item in each successive average. The value so computed is considered the trend value for the unit of time falling at the center of the period used in the calculation of the average, in case the period is odd. If the period of moving average is odd, for instance, for computing 3 yearly moving average, the value of first, second and third years are added up. An arithmetic mean is found out and the answer is placed again the second year. Then value of second, third and fourth years are added up and arithmetic mean is derived and this average is placed against third year, the middle of second, third and fourth and so on. In case of even number of years, if the period of moving average is even, for instance for computing 4 yearly moving average, the value of first, second, third and fourth years are added up and arithmetic mean is found out and answer is placed against the middle of second and third year. The second average is placed against middle of third and fourth year, as this would not coincide with a period of a given time series. An attempt is made to synchronize them with the original data by taking a 2-period average of the moving averages and placing them in between the corresponding time periods. This technique is called centering and corresponding moving averages are called moving average centered. Example 19.2.4. The wages of certain factory workers are given as below. Using 3 yearly moving average indicate the trend in wages. Year 2004 to 2012 wages 1200, 1500, 1400, 1750, 1800, 1700, 1600, 1500 and 1750. So solution is calculation of trend values by method of 3 yearly moving average. 2004, 2005, 2006 to 2012. Wages 1200, 1500, 1400, 1750, 1800, 1700, 1600, 1500, 1750. 3 yearly moving totals 3 yearly means 2004 plus 2005 plus 2006. So 2 plus 5, 7 plus 4, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 on 4100. Same way for 2006, 4, 2005, take the 2004 plus 2005 plus 2006. 4, next 2006, take 2005 plus 2006 and 2007. 5 plus 4, 9 plus 7, 16, 1, 4, 6, 5, 0. Same way for 2007, take 2006 plus 2007 plus 2008. 4 plus 7, 11 plus 8, 19, 4, 9, 5, 0. For 2008, take 1750 plus 1800 plus 1700. Okay. So for 2008, you will get the 5250. For 2009, take 1800 plus 1700 plus 1600. You will get 5100. 2010, take 1700 plus 1500. You will get 4800. For the 2010, you will get the 4800. 2011, take 1600, 1500 and 17500. So you will get 2008 for the 2011 4850. 2012 nil. 3 yearly moving average. So divide by 3. 4100 divided by 3. So you can write 1366.67. Okay. Same way for 4650 divided by 3. 3 yearly moving average, it means 3 yearly totals divided by 3. Okay. 4650 divided by 3 is 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15, 3 5s are 15, 0, 1550, and so on. Okay. Next is calculate 4 yearly moving average of the following data. That is the same way. Okay. So here year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 is given. Wage is 1150, 1250, 1320, 1400, 1300, 1320, 1500, 1700. 4 yearly moving total, it means you have to take 2005 plus 2006 plus 2007 plus 2008. Take the sum of these. 0, 5 plus 2, 7 plus 7, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 2, 12, 2, 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 4, 11, 1. 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1 plus 4, 5120. Same way for 2007, the 4 yearly moving total is, here we have to take sum of 1250 plus 1320 plus 1400 and 1300. So it will 5270. Same way for 5340, 1320, 1400, 1300, 1320. You will get 5520. Okay. Same way for 5820, 1300, 1320, 1500, 1700. For 5520 it is 1 1400, 1300, 1320 and 1500. Okay. So 2-year moving total of column 3 centered 4 5120 5120 plus 5270. So this is 10,390. 5270 plus 5340, that is 10,610. 4 5340 plus 5520 is 10,860. For 5520 plus 5820 it is 11,340. 4 yearly moving average centered 5 column 4 divided by 8. So 10,390 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. 8 twos are 16. 8 nines are 72. 8 eights are and 75. So you will get 1298.75. Same way, 10,610 divided by 8. 10,860 divided by 8. 11,340 divided by 8. Second method is table calculation of 4-year centered moving average. Here up to third column that remains same procedure. Okay, then 4 yearly moving average 4, it means 5120 divided by 4. So 5120 divided by 4 is equal to 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 eights are 32, 0 1280. Same way for 5270, here 5120 divided by 4. Same way 5270 divided by 4, you will get 1317.5. 5340 divided by 4. 5520 divided by 4. 5820 divided by 4, 1455. Okay, so 2-year moving total of column 4 centered, here centered, so 12800, sorry 1280 plus 1317.5. Here 1280 plus 1317. So here first we have to take 5270 divided by 4 is 1317.5, or any other. 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12, 4 ones are 4, 4 sevens are 20, 4 fives are 20. So here 1280 plus 1317.5, 5 as it is 7, 8 plus 1 9, 3 plus 2 5, 1 plus 1 2, 2597.75, here 5. Okay, so 1317.5 plus 1335, here we have to take the addition of the two terms. Okay, same way, addition of 2, addition of 2, addition of 2. So 1317.5 plus 1335, 1317.5 plus 1335, 5 as it is, 7 plus 5 12, 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 5, 3 plus 3 6, 1 plus 1 2, 2652.5, 2652.5. Same way for 1335 plus 1380, 5, 8 plus 3 11, 3 3 6 plus 1 7, and 1 plus 1 2, 2715. 1380 plus 1455, 5, 8 plus 5 13, 4 plus 3 7 plus 1 8, 1 plus 1 2, 2835. So now Fourier centered moving average, column 5 divided by 2. 2597.5 divided by 2 is 1298.75. 26524.5 divided by 2 is 1326.25. 2715 divided by 2 is 1357.50. 2835 divided by 2 is 1417.50. Okay, so here two methods are there, you can use any of them. Okay, now next example, calculate 5 yearly moving average for the following data. 5 yearly, year 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 up to 2012 given. Value is given 123, 140, 110, 98, 104, 133, 95, 105, 150 and 135. Now table computation of 5 yearly moving averages. 5 yearly moving averages. Year 2003 to 2012. Value 123, 140, 110, 98, 104, 133, 95, 105, 150 and 135. 5 yearly moving totals. Take the 5 value. 3 plus 8, 11 plus 4, 15, 5, 1. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 9, 17, 7, 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5. 575. Same way take 140, 110, 98, 104 and 133. You will get the answer 585. For next 110 plus 98, 104, 133 and 95. For next 98 plus 104, 133, 95 and 105. 104 plus 113 plus 95 plus 105 plus 150. And next is for 133 plus 95 plus 105 plus 150. So you will get 680. 18. So 5 yearly moving average 575 divided by 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5, 5 5s are 25. So 115. 585 same way here. 5 yearly moving totals divided by 5. So you will get the 5 yearly moving average. Okay. The method of least squares as studied in regression analysis can be used to find the trend line of B fit to a time series data. The regression trend line y is defined by the following equation. Y is equal to a plus bx. Y is equal to predicted value of the dependent variable. A is equal to y-axis interconnect or the height of the line above origin. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to a. B is equal to slope of the regression line. It gives the rate of change in y for a given change in x. When b is the positive, the slope is upward. When b is negative, the slope is downward. X is equal to independent variable, which is time in this case. To estimate the constants a and b, the following two equations have to be solved simultaneously. Sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x. Sigma xy is equal to a sigma x plus b sigma x square. To simplify the calculations, if the midpoint of the time series is taken as origin, then the negative value in the first half of the series balance out the positive values in the second half, so that sigma x is equal to 0. In this case, the above two normal equations will be as follows. Sigma y is equal to na, sigma xy is equal to b sigma x square. In such a case, the values of a and b can be calculated as under. Since sigma y is equal to na, since sigma xy is equal to b sigma x square, b is equal to sigma xy upon sigma x square, a is equal to sigma y upon n. Fit a straight line trend to the following data by least square method and estimate the sale for the year 2012. Year 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 and 2010. Sell 70, 80, 96, 100, 95 and 114. Calculation of trend line. Year 2005 to 2010 sale is y 70, 80, 96, 100, 95, 114. So sigma y is equal to 555. Deviation from 2007.5. So minus 0.5, minus 1.5, minus 2.5, same way, plus 5, 1.5 and 2.5. Deviation multiply with 2. 2 minus 2.5 into 2 is minus 5. Minus 1.5 multiply with 2 is 3, minus 3. Minus 5 into 2 is, minus 0.5 into 2 is minus 1. Plus 1, plus 3 and plus 5. X square is 5 square 25, 3 square 9, minus 1 square 1, plus 1, 1. 3 square 9 plus 5 square 25. Sum of x square, sigma x square is equal to total is 70. Xy, so x into y. So 70 into minus 5, minus 350, 80 into minus 3, minus 240. Same way 96 into minus 96, 100 into 100, 95 into 9, 285, 25 into 114 is 570. 25 into 5, 114 into 5 is 570. So sigma of xy is equal to 269. N is equal to 6. Equation of this straight line trend is y0 is equal to a plus bx. A is equal to sigma y upon n is equal to 555 upon 6, 92.5. B is equal to sigma xy upon sigma x square is equal to 269 by 70 is equal to 3.843. Trend equation is YC is equal to 92.5 plus 3.843x. For 2012, x is equal to 9. Y 2012 is equal to 92.5 plus 3.843 into 9. 92.5 plus 34.587. So total is 126.59. Next example 19.2.8. Fit a straight line trend to the following data and estimate the likely profit for the year 2012. Also calculate the trend value year 2003 to 2009. Profit 60, 72, 75, 65, 80, 85 and 95. Calculation of trend and trend values. Profit Y 60, 70, 75, 65, 80, 85, 95. Sigma Y is equal to 532. Deviation from 2006. So here we take center here as 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2 and 3. X square is minus 3 square 9, minus 2 square is 4, minus 1 square 1, 0 square 0, 1 square 1, 2 square 4 and 3 square 9. So sigma x square is equal to 28 total. Xy 9 minus 3 into 60 minus 180, minus 2 into 70 minus 140. Here not 144, it is 140. 75 into minus 1 75, minus 75 65 into 0 0, 80 into 1 80, 185 into 2 170, 95 into 3 280. So sigma xy is equal to 136. So trend value here yc is equal to a plus bx. Okay, value of a fixed 76 plus b x. B is constant 4.85, but x varies, so x is minus 3, so it is 61.45. Same way x varies minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Then you will get the trend values for that deviation. Okay, so n is equal to 7. The equation for straight line trend is yc is equal to a plus bx, where a is equal to some sigma y upon n is equal to 555 upon 6 is equal to 92.5. B sigma xy upon sigma x square is equal to 269 by 70 is equal to 3.843. The trend equation yc is equal to 92.5 plus 3.843 x. 2012 x is equal to 6. 2012 minus 2006 yc is equal to 76 plus 4.85 into 6 is equal to 76 plus 229.10. So it is 105.10. The estimated profit for the year 2012 is 105.10 lakhs. Okay, so 2012 minus 2006 year. Okay, so it is 76 plus 4.85 into 6, so you will get the 105.10. Next example, calculate the seasonal indices for each quarter from the following percentages of wholesale price indices to their moving averages. Year 2003 to 2007, quarter, first, second, third and fourth. 12.5, 16.8, 11.2 and 10.5. Second, 13.5, 15.2, 11, 13.3, 11, 15.5, 13.1, 12.4. Fourth, 11, 14.5, 15.3 and 13.2. Here, quarterly total, quarterly average, quarter, first, second, third and fourth, 51, 53, 52, 54, 12.75, 13.25, 13 and 13.5. Average of the quarterly average is equal to 52.5 divided by 4. Quarterly it means divide by 4. Okay. So 13.125. Year seasonal indices, quarter, first, second, third and fourth. 12.75 into 100 divided by average of the quarterly average. 13.125, it is 97.143. Same way, 13.25 into 100 divided by 13.1.25. So you will get 100.952. 13 into 100, 13 into 100 divided by 13.125, 97.143. Fourth one, 13.5 into 100 divided by 13.125. So you will get 102.857. Seasonal indices are calculated by converting the respective quarterly averages on the basis that the average of the quarterly average is equal to 100. Calculate 5-year weighted moving averages for the following data using weights 1, 1, 3, 2 respectively. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coded cells 40, 33, 72, 81, 76, 68, 91, 87, 98 and 97. Solution, year 1 to 10 cells 40, 33, 72, 81, 76, 68, 91, 87, 98 and 97. 5-year weighted average. So 40 into 1 plus 33 into 1 . So here 1 by 8, 40 into 1 plus 33 into 1 plus 72 into 3 plus 81 into 2 plus 76 into 1. 1 by 8, 33 into 1, 33 into 1 plus 72 into 1 plus 81 into 3 plus 76 into 2 and 68 into 1. 1 by 8, 72 into 1 plus 81 into 1 plus 76 into 3 plus 68 into 2 plus 91 into 1. So here you will get 65.8, 71, 76, 78.750, 86.125, 89.125. Next example, assuming no trend, calculate seasonal variation indices for the following data. 2013 to 2016 quarterly data Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. 3.7, 4.1, 3.3 and 3.5 same way. So here data is given. Okay. Solution is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 quarterly total, it is 14.7 for Q1, Q2 16.5, Q3 14.2 and Q4 14.2. Quarterly average 3.675, Q2 4.125, Q3 3.55 and Q4 3.55. 14.2 divided by 4. 4 3s are 12. 14.7 divided by 4. 4 3s are 12. 3.725 is quarterly average, but quarterly average 3.675 is here. Okay. $16.5 divided by 4. 4 4s are 16. 4 1s are 25. Here some mistake. Okay. So 7 plus 7, 14 plus 3, 17, 1. 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 14. 11 plus 3, 14.7 divided by 4 is 3 4s are 4 3s are 12. 3.9. 4.125. 3.55. So 14.2 divided by 4. 4 3s are 12. It is 3.7. That is 3.7. So how can we get this? So average of quarterly averages is equal to total sum of total quarterly average divided by 4. So you will get the answer. Okay. Here I think there is some mistake. Okay. Example 19.2.12. Calculate the seasonal indices from the following ratio to moving averages value expressed in percentage: summer, rain and winter. The data is given. So total average is 94.315. For rain 96.417. Winter average 113.107. So total is 303.839. So correction factor is equal to 300 divided by 303.839. So you will get 0.9874. Constructor seasonal index is 93.127, 95.202 and 111.682. Next example. From the following data, calculate the trend values using 4 yearly moving averages. Years and values given 2008 to 2016. 4 yearly moving totals. 506 plus 620 plus 106 36 plus 673 2835. Same way, 620 plus 1036 plus 673 plus 588. 1036 plus 673 588 plus 696. 673 588 696 plus 116 1116. Next is 588 plus 696 plus 116 738. And next is 696 11116 738 plus 663. So you will get the 6 values for your yearly moving totals. 2 period moving total of a 2835 multiply with 2 period moving total. Okay, so take the 2, sum of 2, 5 plus 7 2, same 2917 plus 2993, 2993 plus 3073, 3073 plus 3138, 3138 plus 3213. So you will get the 5 values. Okay, for yearly moving average, five, 7, 5, 2 divide by 8. 8 7s are 56. 7, 9, 0. So 738.8, 758.3, 776.4, 793.9. Again, I think there is a mistake over there. Okay, so next is summary. So this lecture is over here. In next time we will start with the summary. Okay, summarize the whole lecture and solve the question of exercise. Okay, so see you soon. Bye bye. Take care.